All right, welcome. Welcome to this specialized training for you guys. So today's topic is about mini masterclass mastery. Lots of M's, mini masterclass mastery. So over the last week or so, or last couple of days, some of you, many of you, have participated in my little mini masterclass test so that I can bring you some new hacks on how to bring in new clients, and convert prospects from needing something to wanting something and building greater rapport and connection with you. All right, so just type in a yes that you can hear and see me okay. Good, a little slow on the feed. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Kath. Thank you, Julie. Good. Good. Okay, let's start in the usual fashion. Well, actually, before I do, have you downloaded today's handout? Have you downloaded the handout? Just say yes, thank you very much. Yes. Downloaded today's handout. If you haven't done so already, please go to the SBA Facebook group and do that immediately. Good. All right, so let's start with the usual suspects. Let's start with the wins, okay? Because you know it's good to celebrate, good to compound that energy inside of the activity that you are engaged in within the self. All right. So capital W, type in capital W, and then the wins that you've experienced, created, observed, received, all of those sorts of things over the last couple of days to week. All right. And as I've often said, especially over the last couple of weeks, is at this pointy end of the year, you know, the dynamics of business, the dynamics of inquiry, traction, momentum, change slightly. They alter in your favor, okay? That's one of the biggest things I want you to think about and to make as a mandate. So they alter slightly in your favor, provided you take action. All right, so typing in your wins. All right, Sarah, totally got a new level of self-belief about showing up in my program. Love that. Have we landed that new palace, that new pad for you yet, Sarah? Still coming. The perfect one is on its way. It's already there. All right. So typing in your wins, let's get that done. And if you've already done the wins, then let's get into the L's as well. There are wins, Julie. There are. Go. You don't need to be searching for them. They're not lost. There are wins. Hey, Steph, great to see you. And Kathy's just joined us too. Welcome. All right, so just hit those wins, capital W, type in the wins that if you've just joined us. Wins for the last couple of days, the last week, personal, professional, any feedback you've had. Really important to nail these. Lesson, kick my butt and over sabotage. Good. And over self-sabotage, taking action. Yes, you are. I love that, Julie. Really love. And I love that angle that you've come in on as well. Really like that. We can sharpen that up a little bit. All right, Sarah, lots around communication and speaking my truth. Love that. So if you've just joined, get in the wins and then type in some lessons as well. All right, Julie, booked my place for the PR. I can never say that. Paia. I can just see your lips moving there. Stepping out into the big wide world. Yeah, that is awesome. That's awesome. Lots of new energy to come from that. All right. So I'll give you another couple of seconds there just to finish off your wins or your lessons, just making sure that we get some engagement there. All right. And so if you've just joined, make sure you download the handout for today. You can find that inside the SBA Facebook group as well. All right. And Tan's just joined. Excellent. Steph, no probs. New clients. Excellent. How many? Who for? When? What? How? Who? New clients is good. 8. Awesome. Legendary. All right. Okay, so here's just another string to your bow. What I'd like you to do is just let me know, do you have interest in running either an online or an offline mini masterclass? Do you have an interest in that? So Kathy, W and L, enjoying 7-day challenge. Nice one. Is there a lesson in the enjoying of the 7-day challenge? I'm going to be specific. I'm being a bit of a bar stool right now. Good. So Tan, yes. Steph, online mini class. Excellent. It's got some really good reach. All right. So either an offline or an online. And someone like Sarah that's got her meetup group, there's an opportunity right there inside. You're just doing it in a mini framework, gathering people together, sharing information and asking them, inviting them to take the next step with you, whatever that may be. So we'll uncover that a bit today. All right, so here's what I'd like you to do. I'd like you to go to the first page. So we're just going to share screen for a momento. And as you can see there, you know, the Beatles, you know, if you got a chance to spend, you know, an evening, a day, half an hour, 90 minutes as an example with the Beatles in a mini masterclass, would you relish in that? Or someone of that band's stature and talent? Most people would say yes. Okay, most people would say yes. Getting a chance to mingle, to engage, and to learn. And that's what the mini masterclass is about. It's about creating an opportunity for people to sample your goods with you. So we can always drive people to a webinar page. We can drive people to download a lead magnet or a hook, whatever you want to call it, an ethical bribe. But they get a piece of you and a taste of you. But what the mini masterclass does is it enrolls people in the energy of showing up. And showing up actually has a whole ton of benefits that some of you, potentially most of you, would have seen in the comments from the example that I gave earlier, which was the magnetized masterclass. So I brought people that were orbiting celestial bodies in a small paid opportunity to really move themselves, but at the same time in getting little wins and building some momentum in their life and building some inner resources or outer resources. It gives them an opportunity to spend a little bit more time with me, because I know my time is valuable just as yours is. So when we give people an opportunity in a mini environment, we are given the opportunity to deepen an experience, deepen their rapport, deepen their trust and their likability of our content, what we stand for, and how we can help them get where they want to go. All right. So here's the first one. Let's get into it right here. So where you can see on this page, that's where I'd like us to start. So in all of the teachings, all of the lessons, we must start with the end in mind. What is the end in mind before you even launch a mini masterclass online, or you bring people together in a little mini intensive locally? What's the end in mind? And what I mean by that is, do you want them to move towards working with you in a one-to-one capacity or in a small group signature program capacity? Because that's the ultimate goal. All right. So we start with the end in mind and we reverse engineer so that we can, the content to connect those dots. All right. So it's super important to do that. Otherwise we can lose our way. We end up moving lots of content out in the marketplace. It hits some people between the eyes. It misses other people. But what they get is they get filled in a mini transformation, but they don't get carried towards working with you in a greater capacity. All right. So right now, we're just going to go through this process here. Okay. It's a draft form. We're going to work through it together so that you can unpack the ideas that you've got. You can unpack, you know, the basic level architecture that helps you to launch faster, launch the opportunity faster. So do you have an idea? Just type in, do you have an idea for a mini masterclass right now? A little workshop, a gathering, okay, whether it's online or offline. If you do, just type in. and let me know. So I want to get this done together. All right, so Tan says yes. And if you don't, but it's been in your field of awareness, that's great. Hey, Dawes, great to see you as well. Not yet. No problem, Sarah. This is going to anchor in nicely. Yep, so yes. Kath, yep, perfect. Not anchored in as yet, no problem. Steph, it's right there. All right, so here's what I'd like you to do. If it's in your awareness and it's something you want to be doing, let's just strengthen the model around what you're going to deliver in this lesson today. If you haven't got it in your awareness, and it is now because you're on the call or listening to the replay, then role play, walk through this as an opportunity, okay, to unpack some clarity for you. So top right-hand corner, right there, your end in mind. For most of you, it will be your signature program. For some of you, it may be to work in a one-on-one capacity in a more boutique, bespoke environment with just you, all right? So right there, in that space, just write something in right now, okay? So as an example, it could be your signature program. Look how tiny that is, all right? So just write something in there that is your end goal, the end you want people to move towards. And this typically is a higher investment. So if it was free or 17 or 27 or 97 or 47 for the mini masterclass, this is a high-end offering here. So just type in yes. No problem, Kathy. This will help fine-tune some things for you. Just type in yes when you've written your end in mind. Good, Sarah. Thanks, Dawes. So you end in mind. And if you're in that second guessing, put something there. Remember, we just want to flip a coin and whatever it lands on is irrelevant, but it's what we hoped it would be when the coin was in the air. Let's just choose something, okay? All right. So let's now, so we've got our end in mind. Now we're thinking about our niche, the one that you're working with, the one that you want to engage. And we are thinking about their problems, okay, their frustrations right now. What are some of the frustrations that your market has, your niche has? Think about the demographic, male or female. What are they going through? What have they expressed by way of a question or query, or even as a complaint or a shared frustration? I'd like you to just type or write that in there. Just list out 5 or 6 frustrations that they may have, or problems that they may currently be experiencing. Now, when you're thinking about this, relate it to the end in mind, okay? So if it's your signature program, if it's the Illuminated Hearts program, as an example for Doors, then what are some of their problems? It might be low self-value, self-confidence, self-worth. It could be, disconnection. It could be isolation. It could be loneliness. It could be, whatever it may be, okay? Stuck in a rut. Good. So all you need to do, Tan, is put them into that centrifuge that you've been experiencing, and it'll just blow it off, all right? Disconnection from source. Yeah, nice one. Okay, so write in some of the frustrations that they've got, and they're tangible, they're palpable frustrations. They could be emotional and feeling based, which typically is where it's anchored. So just type in, say 2 or 3. Time poor, nice one, Tan. Type in 2 or 3 of the ones that you have come up with for your target audience. Give you another 30 seconds for that. Okay, I like those first 3, Tan. Stuck in a rut, feeling time poor. They feel disconnected from source, or disconnection from, opportunity or growth or clarity. Yeah? They may not see it as disconnection from source as such, but yeah. So just type in your 2 or 3 and put them into the comment section as well, so I can have a look at those. Per favore. Just have a little swig of the magic juice. All right. So Dorsey, seeking spiritual guidance, connection from tribe, disconnection from tribe, confused about spiritual path. Yeah, nice one. Okay. So it could be, you know, religious dogma that they're trying to overcome, feeling confused as to, you know, whether they're on the right path or saturated with information. So let me give you an example. So the Magnetized Masterclass was born off the back of me observing and hearing and reading people's frustration around not achieving, not getting what they want from life. Okay? They felt that life happened to them, not for them. They felt maybe heavy. They felt, you know, sucked in by energy vampires or drama. They felt they might have been in a loop where they, you know, were attracting some things and then they'd lose them. 1 step forward, 2 steps back type of thing. Okay. So Steph, feeling disconnected from self-power, feeling alone, frightened, misunderstood. That's a good little label there. Miss, as in MISS, not unmarried, young female, misunderstood. Okay. So lost, alone, angry, blame. Yeah, I like that. Okay, judged in their grief, misunderstood, have stopped speaking their truth, feel stuck and suffering. Nice one, Sarah. Kathy, frustrations, lacking direction, awesome, uncertain about purpose and meaning, unable to make happen what they desire. Awesome. Really good. Julie, curious of learning intuition, unsure where to go, stuck in a rut, on medication for depression and wanting to break the cycle. Fantastic. So as an example, we might not make it about the depression and breaking a cycle. It might be they don't trust themselves. They don't trust their gut feeling, you know. So, you know, it could be I don't know, the Golden Gut Masterclass. Who knows? You know, something like that. Okay. Poor me, says Tan. All right, so this is good. This is good. So now, when we track from frowny face, the problems and the frustrations, to the happy smiley face, let's go down here now. What do they want? Okay, so as they go along here, what do they want? What do they desire? Typically, it's the opposite. We move away from frustration and towards desire. Okay. So if you've got feeling lacking in direction, as an example with Kathy, so lacking direction, they are now purpose-filled, and, you know, or they are living on purpose. They have crystal clarity about who they are, where they're going in their life, you know, their personal power. So that's the transition there. So when you've got, say, 3 to 5 things there relating to your the same frustration, so the opposite of that, then just type those in and let me see that. Okay, Steph, ownership, connection, empowerment, control, acceptance, a voice, health, happiness. Awesome. So Steph, one of the big things here that jumped out when you wrote it was feeling disconnected from self. So, you know, low self-power, you know, self-judgment, low self-esteem, feeling misunderstood, all those sort of things. So the opposite of that is, you know, finding their voice, having reclaimed personal power. So Tan, satisfied, complete, in control, empowered, vibrant, rejuvenated and connected. Nice. Okay. So that's what they want. Remember, it's not what you can see for them as the architect of your masterclass. It's in their language. Make sure we use their language. Strive and thrive in life. Courage. Make decisions with voice and be heard. Nice one, Julie. Yeah. Okay, so these are the frustrations, are they, Kath? Kids lashing out, frustration, strained relationship, pressure, but they want harmony, joy, ease, and relaxation. So as an example, if there's strain in the relationship, they're actually bringing harmony, balance, and grace to their relationships. Yeah. So Kathy, clarity of vision and direction, full flight in fulfilling purpose. Nice one. With meaning, master manifester. Nice one. Excellent. Excellent. So has everyone dropped something in there? So Sarah, have you dropped something in? There it is. Okay. Express that what they are feeling and have it acknowledged. Feel connection and acceptance. Good. That it's okay that pain and suffering and loss is is a formula for strength, is a formula to build, connection to themselves. Yeah. All right. So this is a good start, really good start. So now let's go across to the big promise. So if they could move everything from where they are, those 3 to 5 points of frustration and those problems, to the promise, or to the wants and desires, if they can achieve those things, what's the big promise of your masterclass? Is that they feel more personal power. They feel greater self-love. They are, an agent for change. They have their warrior goddess, back. They can do anything. So just write in there, what's the big promise? One big promise. Excuse me. And the big promise is often simple, okay? And just typing that in, so 30 seconds. What's the big promise? Okay, so one thing. It's one thing, Steph. Joy, personal power, clarity, being known, knowing of being of value, control of self. All right. So personal power. So as an example, it's the big promise is that they will reclaim their personal power. That might be the big promise. Big promise, a step-by-step process that demystifies la 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 la. Okay. Kathy. So the big promise, Kathy, if we're talking about master manifester, that's the big promise. They're going to be a master manifester, or they're on their way to being a master manifester. Okay. Doors, lighting their divine spark. Okay, so the big promise there is that they are reignited. They reignite their divinity, or their, whatever that word is going to be. They become source-driven. Control of personal outcome. Okay, so the word control is something I'd probably drop from the wants and desires, and from the big promise. It's something they do want inside of their fear. They don't have it. But control is a nebulous sort of word, I feel. So Kath, there are other ways to look, see, feel, learn about whatever. Okay, let's crystallize that a little bit more, Kath. So what's the big promise? They've been through this 60 minutes, 90 minutes, whatever it's going to be with you. What's the big promise there? That I'm more powerful than I believe, that life actually is worth living, or that life is filled with opportunities, or that love isn't painful, whatever it's going to be. Okay. Finding peace within grief, maybe in Greece as well. Who knows if they want to go there. Good one, Sarah. Big promise, step-by-step process that demystifies being a master manifester. So let's just shorten it right down. The big promise is you will see the step-by-step is the process you take them through. But the big promise is you're going to learn or be able to dial into that master manifester vibration. Okay. Reclaim the joyfulness of life. Nice one, Julie. Rejuvenation of life. Good one, Tan. So let's make it in their words. They can relate to it. Rejuvenation of life, that could mean anything. All right. Does it mean that they, again, it comes back to personal power. Again, it comes back to that I have balance. That might be the big problem, the big promise. where they are in chaos, they may be looking for balance. They're looking for harmony. They have the ability to change it within. Good. That that change is possible. That life can shift. That life can be better. You know, empowerment to ignite self-power. Okay. All right. So so the big promise there, Steph. Yep. That they're. It could be that they feel self-empowered. That's just short, punchy. That's the big promise. As an example, with the Magnetized Masterclass, the big promise there is that you are a sovereign being. You are the strongest. You are the strongest vibration in your world. Okay, because the strongest vibration wins, or the strongest frequency wins. Yeah. Excellent. All good. All good. So remember, we can just draft it out right now. Let's go to the second page. A little bit to get through. So let's look at the top right. So we've got some theme ideas. Now, if you look back on what you have already written, frustration and problem to wants and desires and the big promise, there's a theme there. Is the theme around personal? Is it around business? Is it around energy? Is it around relationships? Is it around money? Is it around love? Is it around... What's some of the theme ideas? Just unpack a couple of words there. All right. Good, Steph. Unconditional self-love. Nice one. Tan, money, family, children, time. Good. Family, relationships. Kath, nice. Can I make a suggestion there? It might be around health too, Kath, based on the people and conversations you are attracting. Okay. All right, so just typing those in. Love, self-love and connection, says Sarah. Awesome. Return of empowered self. Good. Okay, so what's the theme? The theme in their life, Steph. So the theme in their life. So it could be the return is part of the function or part of the outcome, but what's the theme? Health, finance, freedom, lifestyle. Tan, nice one. Sorry, we've just got a little intrusion right now, and it would be remiss of me not to share this. Come on, buddy. So I put a request out to have a little bit of help today, and I think Santa has sort of jumped on and sent one of his little elves. So can you see everyone there? Not sure about that, are you? Is it about you look pretty happy in the elf outfit. That is hilarious. Okay. Now that hat, it looks like a bit of a Fez thing. But yeah, so Santa's little helper. So check those little, Cirque du Soleil pants out there. That's quite good. All right. Okay. So just a little break. Oops, sorry. A little break in transmission. That's fine. All right, buddy. You're doing really well. Good work. Okay. See you. That's hilarious. Okay. So just a little elf break. Okay. Back in. Thanks for that. Oh, all right, mate. That's hilarious. Thanks, Mummy. Okay, so I'll make absolutely no apologies about that. That was hilarious. Gosh, that's funny. Too cute. So that's what my mother sent through a couple of weeks ago. Kirsten's been dying to get him in there, so they got a little party today. All right, let's get back on track. Spiritual development. Okay, sounds too cliche. That's so really the theme is spiritual development. So we can unpack this a little bit more. It's no problem at all. So what I'd like you to do now is we're going to go across to salivation content. So this is the content that they really want, not stuff that they need. Remember, you can see what they need, but it's stuff they want. It's content rich stuff, that they want. So what I'd like you to do is just use the top part here. just the top part. Leave a little bit of a space below, because we'll unpack that a little bit more in a minute. But around the theme, what are 3 to 5 pieces of content? Actually, let's just make it 3. What are the 3 main pieces of content that relate to the theme in helping them solve the problem and get them to where they want or what they desire? Okay, so just 60 seconds, have a think about that. All right, the 3 pieces. So as an example, doors with spiritual development, the 3 pieces to, bringing them back to what were some of the problems there? Let me just go back and have a little look. Okay, so lighting their divine spark. Okay, reconnected to heart, tribe, support, and spiritual direction. Good, so that might be the 3. Okay. So connection to heart. So heart, and then you might be, tribe and support, and then it might be, clarity, spiritual or purpose, direction, those sort of things. Similar for you, Kathy, as well. So Tan, clarity, commitment, ownership, and awareness. Yeah. So a nice 3 inside that 4. So just go for 3 points. No problem, Tan. Always multitasking. The centrifuge. Oh, doing well. So let me give you an example. The Magnetized Masterclass, you own it. When you own it, you can create it. When you can create it, you can accelerate it. Okay? Or when you master it, sorry. Own it, master it, accelerate it by living it. That's where I want us to get to. 3 distinct pieces. And let's not get it perfect. It doesn't have to be perfect. Done is better than perfect. Okay, reconnection to heart, experiencing connection and acceptance, igniting your power within. Nice one. So we can truncate those down. It's a good start, Steph. Stress awareness, self-awareness, self-empowerment. Nice one, Kath. Yeah. Ownership, responsibility, and clarity. Nice one, Julie. Okay, so when you've got that there, that essentially, just put them in reorder them now so it becomes point 1, point 2, point 3, as this is the first piece that they receive or they hear or they're engaged in with the content based on their problem. So as an example, with Julie, it's about owning where they are. Own where they are. Then it's about taking responsibility and moving forward. So responsibility maybe first, and then owning it, and then clarifying it. It could be a different way of thinking. Releasing suffering, honoring love, and then self-kindness. Love it. Yeah. Self-mastery, clarity, manifesting mastery. Excellent. Yeah. Clarity, commitment, ownership. Nice. Okay, so we can reorder maybe that a little bit as well. Well, actually, that's all right. So getting clarity, then committing to that clarity, and then owning the results, yeah? Whatever it may be. So down the bottom here, that's why I left it there for you. So if you were to put it at the end of one word, so it becomes own it, master it, live it, as an example. It gives you a destination for your content, and it gives your attendees a destination to reach. Okay, 3 mini destinations. Yeah. So doors, clarity on spiritual purpose, connection to like-minded tribe, intuition, trust. Nice one. Okay. So now let's just put it, choose 3 words, 3 separate stages. You're getting close to it, and add it to the end. It doesn't have to be the end result that you advertise it as such. Claim it, own it, walk it. Nice one, Julie. Like I said, you could drop it if you wanted. But as you'll see, when I wrote the Magnetize Masterclass, it was own your power, create like a master, accelerate your abundance. And then inside the tribe and inside the content, the own your power was own it. Yeah? Create like a master, master it. Accelerate your abundance, live it. Yeah? I love what you guys have got here. Locate it, love it, live it. Beautiful. Voice it, own it, live it. Nice. Keep it coming. Release it, honor it, question mark it. Question it. Don't question it, Sarah. It's there. Release it, honor it, love it, live it, breathe it, write it, share it, acknowledge it, says Steph. So I love those short words though. Kirsten often laughs when I say, how many syllables has it got? Acknowledge. You go, oh, it's a bit long. Release, voice, locate, claim, short, punchy. Feel it, breathe it, love it. Excellent, Dawes. Okay. Beautiful. How are we going so far? Everyone good? Is this helpful? Good, Tan. Thank you. Is this helpful? Excellent, Julie. Good, Sarah. Dawes. Steph. Nice. Yep. Yeah. Okay. So we've got theme ideas. We've translated it across here to salivation content. So they're the three main pillars. In 60 to 90 minutes, it could be a half day that you're doing. It does not matter. Okay. The time frame we can work out. But you've got 3 even segments. Okay. So 3 even segments. Now, just looking at the time, I think we've got enough time. Okay. So let me just share this for you. Just go across here and make sure that we go to the screen. So in each one of those segments, very similar to a webinar, very similar to a 1-day or a 2-day intensive. I'd like you to now, on a separate page, okay, in the notes section, or if you've got space there, is unpack 3 different, let me just go here, do a bit of that. Okay, are we on board? Yep. All right. So let's say, got a bit of this, a bit of that. So you've got your main point, 1, 2, 3. Let's say the first one was own it as an example. You just put yours in. And then what I'd like you to do is to put 3 points in there. These are you're establishing the problem. So where they are at the beginning, the problem with not having owned it. When they don't own it, as an example, or whatever your first one was, what's the problem? What are they experiencing? The second point is, what's the transition that they need to make? What's the big aha? Okay, so owning it at the transition, the problem there might be, well, I'm not seeing I'm leaking energy. I feel I'm in victimhood. Nothing seems to work right for me. I can't attract, no matter how many LOA sort of meditations I do, whatever it may be. The transition is that getting them to realize that it's not outside of them, it's inside of them, and to, remove all distraction and all illusion that the outside world holds the answers. That's the big aha. Okay, so what's your aha? And then this one here is obviously the promise. So you do the work internally, you move your energy back to you, and this is what happens. When you own it, this is what happens in your life. So this is the result, this is the problem, and this is the big aha. Okay? So I'd like you to do that for the first one. Okay, just do that for your first it statement. And just type in those 3 points, short and sweet, when you've got that. All right, 30 seconds. So just do it for the first one, your first it statement. Feel it, release it, voice it, locate it, claim it, yada, yada, yada. Okay. Good, Steph. So the problem is they don't locate it, fear controls them. They stay scattered and lost. Yeah. So what's the transition? Okay. The next stage. So the problem is that they're trapped in fear, that they are a servant to fear. That's the problem, that everything is against them. The transition they need to make, Steph, is that if they stay in fear, then their future is the same as their past. Okay. And that fear has an intelligence that is asking, as an example, that is asking for them to claim back for themselves. Yeah? Then the promise is when you've made that transition, you don't look at fear as bad anymore. Oh, pardon me, gosh. Okay. So recognize suffering. There is a difference between pain and suffering, good, and then letting go of suffering. Nice one. Nice one, Kathy. Be it, manifest it, live it. Cool. So problem, hiding, not stepping forward, inauthentic. Okay. So that's the problem when you're not being it. Nice one. What's the transition? Transition, if they don't do locate it, fear. Okay, we want to know the transition is the aha. Yeah, so you're getting closer to that, Steph. That fear will continue to rule until it's heard and action is taken. All right. So fear is a friend, not a foe. So that's the big transition. Fear is just energy. It's yeah. So Kath, see it. Where is it showing up? And address it. Okay. So when they don't see it, when they haven't seen it yet, what's their problem, Kath? And then the transition, as an example, you know, there is intelligence in everything, or that there is, you know, what their outer reality is showing them what voids they have in themselves. They might go, oh, okay, well, I've been placing the expectations on others to do the work and to change, when really it's about me. So that's the big aha. Okay. So Tan, voice it, speaking up, finding their core, establishing the discord. Yep. So feel it, confusion, not clear about life purpose. Nice one, Dawes. Releasing old, and then freedom to live through their heart. Nice. Okay, good. So we have those 3 statements, the problem, the transition, or the big aha that they must get, and the promise, just for that first one. Yeah? Fear of the past, not taking responsibility. Fear of the lesson and the wisdom, good. And then promise, embrace fear to see the positive. Good. Nice one, Julie. Tan. Transition is the vision. Good. Promise is the movement forward. Okay, cool. All right. So Kathy, so let me just go back up here. You had your promise up there, didn't you? Yep, the problem. Yep, hiding, not stepping forward. Good. Transition, being honest, speaking truth, self-worth, stepping into their power and light. Good. Okay. And then the promise for Steph, release and freedom. Yeah, so let's make it tangible. They get released from fear. They get released from the past, that their past no longer dictates or controls their future, right? That's the problem. They feel, like you said, back in control. They feel they have the power to make life, create a life they want. So you can see that I'm moving you towards making it really simple, not long, but keep it truncated. The problem is short. The transition is an aha. Like, what must they know? What must they come to realize so they can go, I've been doing it wrong the whole time. Okay. And then the promise. So you make that transition and then it sticks. Yeah? Good. Anchored in their true power and light. So again, you can, so that's your language. We need to speak in their language. So anchoring, what does anchoring in the light mean? So if the problem was that they were directionless, they weren't standing out, they, were hiding their authenticity, but they make a transition that, hey, they're the center of the universe. They're the ones that are creating all of this. The promise is that they become unstoppable. They become limitless, all those sorts of things. Okay. Put it in their language. All right. So what I'd like you to do is I'd like you, because we've still got a little bit to get through, smack bang. I'd like you to unpack the other two yourself, okay? The other two yourself. And we can come back to this if we've got time. I'm just being mindful of time today. Is that cool? So I just want to go back to the other slide. But you're all on the right track, all right? So because this here, the reason why I'm getting you to do this is you have three distinct sections that, let's say this was a slideshow or a conversation, you're essentially saying there's three parts to get from where you are to here. There's three main steps. And inside this step, there's a problem which you're experiencing. But you must come to realize this one thing so that you can own it, or so that you can voice it, yeah? And then you can move to the next one. All right, so let me just change the share and we'll go back to this. So it's a powerful way to do it. It's a really easy way to convey value. So, yeah. So here's as an example. So let's say you've got your framework together. You've got your piece 1, piece 2, piece 3, if it's a 60-minute webinar or mini masterclass online, after you've done your intros, every one of those sections may be 15 to 20 minutes long. So it might be 15, 15, 15, you're at 45 minutes. You might have introed and set it up yourself and got some engagement for the first 10 minutes. So you're already at 55 minutes. Then you can start to bring it together for them. And that's where you say you do this, this, and this. You bring it all together. We work with one piece at a time. And this is what we're going to do together. And so you can do it together in a 7-day challenge, a 5-day challenge, like what I've offered the guys in Magnetize. All right. No props, Steph. And it makes it conveys a greater sense of value. It deepens the rapport people have. Right? Because now they're going to be receiving a lot of information, but if we just leave them with the information, then they're going to have ahas with you in the class. But if you don't give them anything, so i.e. you don't have that end in mind, then you're actually ripping them off. You're stealing the ahas back from them because they actually are craving that next little step. So here's what I'd like you to do is, what are the inclusions? The masterclass is not just them showing up, okay? What things could you include, whether it's free or has a price tag on it? I'm encouraging you to put a little price tag on it so people actually pull out their credit card or they pull out their intention to pay so that they are investing in themselves with you from the get-go, all right? So what inclusions could you make as part of the masterclass? As an example, the Magnetize, they got 90 minutes, which was 2 hours, because I wanted to give lots of breathing space, lots of time to engage, and you could make it 2 hours as well. But then it slipped to the 2.5 hour mark, which I'm sure no one was fussed about because we were all on a roll. So you get that. But then there were some other inclusions that helped to support the content and helped to deepen the experience that they were having with you. So there were some meditations. It could be a visualization. It could be a little mini reading or a mini, some questions, those sort of things. It could be a one-to-one with you for 15 minutes to say, where did they go through that journey with you? It could be a 5-day or a 7-day challenge where, like the Magnetize, it was really the reality shift challenge. If you can apply this and we can compound the results on a daily basis over a 7-day period, your reality is going to shift. Okay, so model that if you want. So just write in now some general inclusions, some inclusions that you think would really support the value of them investing in a masterclass with you. Yeah. Typically maximum of three things. They might get the recording, they might get some one-on-one time with you, they might get a little follow-up support group, especially, I think some of you have said that, Doors and a couple of the others about support. Don't leave them hanging. They've come together, they've built a little bit of rapport online or locally. Keep the support going, which is why a group is really important to answer questions. Okay, so when you've done that, say around 3 points. So Tan, meditation, mudras, one-to-one, always a page support. Nice one. So just type in what you've got, say 3 things, 4, 5 maximum. 5 maximum, but typically around 3. Okay, so 30 more seconds. Just type in your 3 things. It could be a workbook, it could be a handout, it could be a step-by-step process, like Kathy was saying. Yeah? But they get it on a one sheet that just says 5 points to manifesting or whatever it's going to be as well. Mini readings and healings, guided spirit meditation, meetup group. Nice one, Doors. Yep. Okay, but remember, it's a group that is finite, meaning it's a 3-day or it's a 5-day. So if you're doing it locally, it might be, if you're doing it regularly and you're doing the masterclass regularly and you're putting people into a meetup group that happens once a month, then that's cool. That can continue growing. Okay, but if it's online, then it's a finite period. Yeah. One-to-one recording group support page. Excellent, Sarah. All right, last 10 seconds on that. Let me just help you shortcut the process. If you look at what I've done, just reverse engineer that. If you like that, because it's online, it seems simple and valuable, then just include the recording. The workbook might be one-on-one time, or you might want to engage group, okay, before the one-to-one, because the one-to-one might be the step that gets them closer to your end goal, which is giving them a little bit more time with you privately. All right, so when you're ready to go, just type yes, and we'll move on to the next couple of parts. So this is the masterclass detailer. Thank you, Tan. So Julie, support group, inspiring quotes, recording, cheat sheet. Good. Excellent. All right, nice one. All right, so down here, you can see that investment. What's the investment? I'd like to invite you to put a price tag on this. Now, this is not necessarily about self-worth, but this is about moving people. We want to create some little stepping stones for people to move closer towards you. Because a webinar could be free, but chances are some people might not show up. Okay. But with this, you want as many people to show up because they have personally invested financially and energetically as well, because it's connected to the promise, the one big promise that they want solved or help with right now. All right. So pick a figure, 27, 37, 47. If you're going around above 47, then my advice is it really should be a little bit longer, and there needs to be some real extra value packed into there. So I would keep it at 47 or below. 27. Okay, 45 says Tan. Nice one. Could be 40, could be 30. Whatever your magic number is, just write that in there. Cool. Flip a coin. 37 says Julie. Sarah 35. 49.95. Good. So you can make it a whole number, whatever you want to do. Yep. But just stick with that. It's hugely valuable. Hugely valuable. All right. Excellent. So now let's just recap a little bit. So if we go back here, we've got the end in mind, where you want them to move towards. We've unpacked 3 main problems and 3 main desires, where they want to go, moving away from those problems. We've got one big promise, and the one big promise is that they're going to get closer to finding themselves. They're going to get closer to that big reveal, okay? So we've got some content. We've got those 3 main points like we went through, and I encourage you to unpack those more, those own it's or those it statements, 3 it statements. The problem, what's their big aha, what's the transition they need to make or come to terms with, and what's the promise of each one of those. Got some theme ideas, that's the core of that, all right? So you can see with Magnetize. Magnetize was really about giving people, helping people to understand their sovereignty, their birthright. But did I say sovereignty or their birthright? No, okay, because it might have been too esoteric in its language. So the one word that describes it is become magnetic. You magnetize, you bring magnetism to your world rather than repulsion, okay? So, so that's where we're at. Now, you can come up with a name right now. It could be a one-word thing. Okay, the something masterclass. Just have a go at that right now. Okay, so inside the investment or the inclusions or even in the theme ideas, that's the one word and you can circle it. What one word epitomizes the entire concept? Typically, let's make it a verb. Okay, could be 2, no problem. But it's not something that is, you know, break free from your past oppressions and move towards the light of your inner being above the station for the nation. It's not that long-winded title, okay? Illuminated, nice one. So we've got a little seed, a little anchor there about the final destination, yeah? Illuminated. The illuminated, it could be Illuminated Heart Masterclass, yeah? Something like that. All right, so just type in your one word. Just get an idea. You could write out a couple of ideas there, but a bit of verbiage. Rejuvenation Masterclass, good. So Shun, let's make it rejuvenated, or so they've already achieved it, yeah, or it's rejuvenate, yeah. All right, so just type that in. So you can see the direction I'm taking you in here is to simplify everything. But inside of its simplification is the power is magnified. Yeah. Manifestation mastery. Yeah. You know, Kathy, as an example, it could be the 3M event, you know, or the 2M Masterclass, manifestation mastery. Yeah. Reset. Yep. All right, 10 seconds more. All righty. I think Usain Bolt has just finished across the finish line of the 100 meters, so that's less than 10 seconds. There we go. All right, beautiful. So let's go to the next one here, the rollout planner. The rollout planner, as you can see here, this is just giving you a schedule and what you need to do to reverse engineer the process of launching the masterclass. So let's say that your masterclass is on let's say it's on a Thursday. Okay, so I'll just put here MC. That's where your masterclass is. Now, what do you need to have in place before then in order to launch the masterclass? And what do you need after it in order to deliver the bonuses or the extra level of support? All right. So as an example, let's say 1 week out, seed post, gain interest. Okay. So that's what we did. We just put an email out and say, would you be interested? If we were to put something like this together, it could be a Facebook Live, it could be a post, it could be an email. All right. So we want to seed some interest. Then we're following that up. Now, if you have a database of 100 people, as an example, or you've got eyeballs of 20 people on your things on Facebook, if you get, you know, let's say 3 to 5, you're in the game. Okay, if you get 3 to 5 or more responses, yep, I'd love it, then you're in the game. Okay, so then you're putting things together. Okay, so you've done enough of the architecture from previous modules. And you, like I said, you can just go to the Magnetize Masterclass, the Facebook event page, and you can see what I've written there. You can go to the landing page, and if you want the landing page because you want to use or you currently use lead pages, then let me know, tag me into a post in the SBA Facebook group, and I'll get you the template for that you can use for yourself. All right. So what needs to happen beforehand? So we're only a week out. It doesn't have to be 2 weeks out. If you're doing something locally, that it's engaging overheads like, you know, a venue and people need to be mobilized to get them there, it might be 2 weeks out. But something online, we're looking at around a week, 7 to 10 days, no more than that. Okay, well, we can start to bubble and squeak through here. So we seed it, we engage interest and confirm event. So event date, and then Saturday, it might be, you know, we might be starting start a Facebook ad that we run. Let's say it's on a $10, $20 budget. You're testing it to that market of those people that said yes, okay, already. And you might run that for a couple of days, all up into the lead up to here. So, and in this time, you're putting, what do you need to put in place? Okay, so obviously here you've got yes, and you've also got a you know, Facebook event page that you're creating, and you can drive people from that. Okay. All right, so just go through and have a go at unpacking what is required here. And let me just create a little bit of space so I can see what's going on. All right. So let's say you're a week out because it's online, 7 to 10 days before. It might be 2 or 3 weeks out if you're doing a live event locally that's incurring overheads. We only started marketing, I think it was 9 days beforehand. Or really just inquired, engaged, and then started building some things, then invited people to attend, which was only about 6 days out from the event. We did it in the groups, and then we boosted the event page, and then we created a Facebook event, a Facebook ad as well, all right? So it was being built as we went along, but we used the same methodology, which was we seed to the current people, your database, and the 3 Fs online. And we give them a home, we give content a home, which is what's included. This is what it is. Here's the 3 main pillars. Here's the title. Just follow the content that I've outlined already in the Magnetized Masterclass Facebook event page. And then you can start to build out. Well, you've got a Zoom link, and of course, you need a payment link. And then if you're delivering it here, then what happens after it? Well, you've got a Facebook group that people get added to. Or you have Calendly, and you send everyone the Calendly appointment, and it might be to book in appointments that afternoon and the next 2 days. So you might send them the link at the end of the masterclass. So while they're engaged, while they're live online, you've got the link to them and they're starting to book in, okay? The group's already created, so the energy's already there, and then you just move people in there, and we have daily themes, okay? So if you want more information on, what to unpack, then I can probably do a Facebook Live on that, given the time that we have today. But I think this is a very simple piece of architecture to get a date, an audience, and an event launched, okay? Giving them something that they want right now, all right? So what's been the biggest takeaway for you so far in what we've gone through? What's realized for you? Yeah, post content, etc. Yep, doors. What's been the biggest takeaway for you on this one? Ease and grace. Cool. Take care. Have a good day. Clarity on the theme, absolutely. Now, if you've got 3 to 5 people in an online environment that are paid to be there with you, there's 3 to 5 potential clients for you right there. Okay, could be 10, could be 15, whatever it's going to be. But the clarity on the theme, love that. Okay, how easy it is. That structure of problem, transition, promise, so simple and powerful. Yeah, keep it simple and clear, Julie. Nice. Good one, Sarah, too. All right. So if you're doing something this side of Christmas, given it's we're getting quite close, you could start seeding between Christmas and New Year. You could seed just after New Year's. Right? There are people around. Okay, so you could seed, between, let's say, the 3rd and the 14th of January. Super easily to do an online thing. All right. So if you want to unpack this a little bit more and you want to put it in the SBA Facebook group, then do that. Tag me in with any questions that you have. All right. Let's choose a date. Let's choose a theme. And then you can unpack those 3 IT statements. So essentially, it looks like an event description. When someone clicks on your Facebook ad invitation, or they click on your post, or read or watch your video, there are those 3 specific milestones that are addressing their problems and their desires, okay? So that's essentially it, okay? That's essentially it. We unpack that, the bells and whistles, the technicalities, that's the stuff that comes after this preparation, all right? Stuff that comes after it. So if you want some more information, tag me in. I look forward to seeing when, let me just get rid of this here. Look forward to seeing any insights that you have, any plans that you have for a little event. Every single one of you can be running an online event or a local event, you know, between the 3rd and say the 14th of January, every single one of you. All right, so we've got the price, we've got the theme, we've got the 3 IT statements, we've got some of the inclusions as well. And normally you're just pulling things from stuff you can create from the content, or valuable pieces that you can create by way of delivering the content, right? Yeah, no problems, Dawes, no problems. All right, so 11:11 where I am right now, so I think that's time to roll. I'll be, hopefully this has been super helpful for you guys. I've really enjoyed unpacking this with you. It's really exciting stuff. You can do these, you could do this, you know, 1 a month, really. If you get on a chime, you get on a rhythm, a different content, and people just keep topping up with you, keep topping up. They might not be ready to go to your signature program for 500 or 1,000 or 1,500, but they get little vignettes, powerful, valuable snippets of value with you, okay? All right, so completely different topic. Thank you. See you soon.